so good, son. He's done it all. He's done vlogs, done gaming videos, 2K videos that have over 30K views. He may be held down, but the word of the day keeps him up. All his success, and he keeps trying to grind. That man's name is Davion. Done!
Champion, I'm at the top of the game. I go down this path, I ain't the same. Making daily videos, not for the fame. Davion done, let them know the name. Champion mentality, tryna get buff. Don't need to tell me, I know I'm tough. It's the name of the game to show my stuff. Getting held down, enough is enough. Champions fall just to get back up. When I'm in a situation, I think I'm stuck. Need to slide my money, I'll give you a buck. A legend in the business, just like Chuck. As hard as a rock, we're made of steel. They're making a sale, it's a good deal. Climb up the ranks, let's get a feel. Champions get big, we need a good meal. Champions, they never back down. Call me the king, put on my crown. Standing on business, let them hear the sound. Starting to hear the noise all around.
What's up, Zeku? Today we are back here with another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Clash in Italy, WWE Clash in Italy. Today, Monday Night Raw just happened, but I didn't make a review on Sunday, so I want to make it right here, right now. So let's get into the video. The first match on the show was Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the WWE Championship. Now, I don't know if I'll really go into that much detail, but I'll tell you just everything. Gunther and Cody made their entrances because obviously they do that. The crowd was on fire for both of their entrances. They were singing both of their theme songs. It was crazy. They should definitely go back to Italy. Italy's definitely one of the places they should keep going back to. So, but anyways, we get into the match. Gunther was basically dominating basically the whole match. Then Cody would get some of his offense in. But there's one thing we truly have to talk about. The match was good, but it felt like it could have really went longer. It really could have. But we got to talk about the ending. Cody was caught in a sleeper, but he got out of it, hit the Cody cutter on Gunther. Then he hit the crossroads on Gunther. There was the 3 count, 1, 2, 3. But during the 3 count, before the ref even counted to 1, Gunther's foot was under the rope. And when you see their foot under the rope, you're not supposed to count it. But the ref did not see it, so that became a problem after the match. So Cody obviously retains due to the ref's decision for the match to end. But Gunther and the commentary and everyone saw that Gunther's foot was under the ropes. Even the crowd saw it. And the crowd was booing afterwards because they realized that Gunther's foot was under the ropes and the ref shouldn't have counted the pin. So that's going to cause some controversy, meaning that Cody and Gunther are probably going to have a rematch. But Cody was the one standing tall over Gunther at Clash in Italy, keeping his title. The next match on the show was Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship. Now, the crowd loved Rhea Ripley. They were booing Jade Cargill. I mean, as they should, because she's the heel, the bad guy, obviously. We don't like Jade Cargill. We're not supposed to like Jade Cargill. But, yeah. Let me get into the match. They had a really good match, not gonna lie. They did. They really did. They had a phenomenal match. It exceeded expectations. It really did. Probably because both of the matches they've had have been great. They had outstanding matches. And then, yeah, most of the match they were just doing their own thing. But then, near the end of the match, obviously the interferences came in with B-Fab and Meechin coming out there. Then Rhea hit the riptide, 1, 2, but B-Fab put Jade's foot on the rope to prevent Rhea from winning and the pin being broken up. But then Charlotte Flair came out and took both Meechin and B-Fab out. Then Jade went for the Jaded, hit the cover, 1, 2, but Charlotte also put Rhea's foot on the rope, preventing the pin count. Then Jade was distracted with Charlotte, then Rhea hit the riptide on Jade Cargill. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley is still your WWE Women's Champion. I mean, that's what I predicted. I went 5 for 5 with this show predictions. I'm happy about that. But yeah, Rhea Ripley retained over Jade Cargill. The next match on the show was one of the most anticipated matches on the show. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi Part 2. This is the second match they had. The crowd was singing along to Brock Lesnar's theme song, or singing the rhythm to his theme song, like they were singing the whole thing. And then when Oba came out, they were doing his strut, and they were singing his song, Oba, Oba. But yeah, and then we get into the match. Brock Lesnar hit like 4 F5s off rip on Obafemi when the match immediately started. He hit 4 F5s on him, but that wasn't enough to take down Oba. I think he hit another one after that, but that wasn't even enough. Then they go on to the outside, where Brock Lesnar and Oba fight out there for a little bit. And then eventually Brock Lesnar puts Obafemi through the table with an F5. And then Brock tries to win on for count out, but Obafemi gets to his feet by the count of 8 and gets in the, or by the count of 6 actually, and then gets in the ring by the count of 8. Because he just stands there looking like an absolute monster, getting up, because barely anyone does that. And then Oba gets back in the ring. Brock Lesnar was going for the F5, but then Oba reversed it and hit him with a, hit that move where he throws him up in the air like that. But then he tried to go for the fall from grace, but Brock Lesnar jumped out of his arms, or jumps out of the shoulders. But then he hits Oba with an F5. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar wins. They're both 1-1. They both have won a match. So now we need a tiebreaker match to see who wins that one. And we'll see who is truly better between Oba and Brock. What's up, Zay Crew? You already know what time it is. I got the blue hat on, the face that runs the place, and it is time for the word of the Zay. And today's word of the Zay is Obafem Zay. Not Obafemi, Obafem Zay. But yeah, that's today's word of the Zay. Keep it. Listen. I know will calm me down. The next match on the show was Sol Ruca versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship. First came out Sol Ruca to the pleased Italy crowd. It was really good. And then Becky also came out, the greatest female wrestler of all time. And it's not just me saying it. Other people say it. Sports Illustrated says it. Yeah, she came out there. And then the match got underway. And they actually put on a really good match, actually. In my personal opinion. That doesn't have to be your opinion. But in my personal opinion, they put on a good match. They showed up, showed out. The crowd was fully... They were on both of their sides. Some of them were voting for Becky. Some of them were voting for Sol. I was voting for Sol personally because I just wanted to see her with the belt. And after 49 days of being on the main roster, she did it. 1, 2, 3. Sol Ruca hit the Soul Snatcher, beating Becky Lynch to become the new Intercontinental Champion. And I'm actually very happy about that. She's going to be a good champion. And after Monday Night Raw today, yeah, she literally Lyra challenged her to a match for that title because she didn't get the challenge for it after she lost it to Becky. But now, she's gonna challenge her for the title. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Sol. She snatched Becky's soul and became the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And the main event of the show, the one everyone's been waiting for, was tribal combat between the OTC, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the world heavyweight champion Roman Reigns, versus Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. Tribal combat for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or for the World Heavyweight Championship. Jacob Fatu had a great entrance, and then Os, he looked kind of nervous though, but I don't blame him. It was a big crowd. But then the OTC came out with all his aura, with that old theme song, coming out with the title. He just looked good. He looked great. Then we got to the match. Roman was beating the respect into Jacob Fatu when we got to the match. He really was. And Jacob Fatu tried pulling out the Samoan Death Grip, made famous by Haku. He kept on hitting it on Roman, but during the match, Roman Reigns was weakening his arm so he couldn't pull off, or weakening his hand so he couldn't pull off the move. That's exactly what he was going to do, and that was a good strategy because he hit it with a toolbox and he hit it through the steel step. He was making sure Jacob could not use that hand. Let's do it. And someone went through the table. I kind of forgot who went through the table. But yeah, Tribal Combat was anything goes. These two were trying to really bring the pain on each other. Oh wait, now I remember. Jacob got speared through the table. But we'll get to that later. Jacob also hit a spear on Roman during the match when Roman was trying to go for a spear. Jacob hit the spear on him. Roman hit the Superman punch. But nearing the end of the match, Jacob Fatu got speared to the table. Then he caught another spear from Roman. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is still the World Heavyweight Champion and still the Tribal Chief. And then after the match, after Jacob lost, Jacob was supposed to acknowledge the Tribal Chief. And it looks like he did, but today on Monday Night Raw, he just did. He said he acknowledges the Tribal Chief. And the Usos came out after that match at Clash in Italy. They could walk out with Roman. They saw Solo and the MFTs in the crowd. And Roman said, I got something for them. Roman cut one of his famous promos as he was leaving the ring. That's the Tribal Chief right there. And that's it for today's video, Zay Crew, on the review of Clash in Italy. So, we will see you next time with another video. Peace out.